Hello, Imogen.
Hi, PK. Hi, Jim. How are you?
Well, thanks, Imogen.
That's great. Better than me, I'm thinking. I'm a job seeker who has in the last 10 years experienced homelessness twice, including through COVID and the passing of my mother. I'm now a renter who saw my rent increase to $130 per week in one increase. How does the Treasurer think that a $9 increase per fortnight to Commonwealth rent assistance is helpful to me or to many others?
Thanks, Imogen.
Thanks for your question, Imogen. And I'm sorry that you've had all of those things happen in the last little while. And if there's anything I can do to help, in addition to the things I'm going to run through in a moment, make sure you let us know. When it comes to rent assistance, when it comes to JobSeeker, when it comes to all of these Commonwealth payments, one of the things that I'm proudest of in the last couple of budgets is the way that we have invested billions and billions of dollars into trying to make those payments a little bit better. And I do acknowledge, Imogen, and I'm sure there are other people in the audience in this boat, a lot of people would like us to go further. I do acknowledge that. I don't pretend otherwise. But what
Would
we have
you like
done,
to go further?
well, I have gone further in budgets that I'm responsible for.
But is that something that you would like, does that kind of keep you up at night, the JobSeeker payment?
Well, that's why we have increased JobSeeker. That's why in the last budget, that's why we increased Commonwealth rent assistance again in this budget for the second time in a row. And again, I mean, I don't mean to, I do understand that people would like us to go further. And as a Labor person and as a Labor government, we're always looking for ways, whether it's rent assistance, whether it's the permanent increase to JobSeeker, whether it's energy bill relief, whether it's cheaper medicines, or all of these other ways that we're trying to ease the cost of living. You know, so much of what we have done, it's our 2-year anniversary tomorrow, and so much of what we've tried to do in the first 2 years that we've been in office is to strengthen the social security system for people who are especially vulnerable. There's more than one way to do that. We have already acted on a whole range of different fronts. And obviously, as we can afford to do that in the future, obviously we'll look to do that where we can.
Imogen, just want to bring you back in. Obviously, the government is right. 2 years in a row, they have increased rent assistance. You're saying it's not going far enough. I know there's frustrations about the JobSeeker payment. Is that the one that you're...
Yes. $370 less than any pension payment. We are living under the poverty line. We're living under every poverty line. We can't survive. We are being driven into homelessness. $9 per fortnight increase in Commonwealth rent assistance alongside rent hikes in the highest inflated market in the country right now, that of housing and rentals. There is no way you're not driving homelessness of Australian citizens by ignoring the rate of JobSeeker.
Imogen's point, right? I think, Imogen, if you can allow me to, goes to the heart of, I think, really high expectations on Labor governments too, which you have to acknowledge, right? Like, I know that there's some frustrations about that because you've done a couple of things, but there's always a desire for more. Is it particularly hard at the moment? Because you represent really disadvantaged people.
Yeah, and that's why in the budgets that I've handed down, we've found billions of dollars to try and strengthen JobSeeker or Commonwealth rent assistance or energy bill relief. You know, the increase in Commonwealth rent assistance since we've come to office is about $60 a fortnight. About 40 of that is policy decisions, about 20 of it's indexation. JobSeeker is about 120 a fortnight. Only about a third of that is our policy decision, 2/3 of that is indexation. And I know that there is an appetite to go further than that.
You're not going to announce going further now, but can we just get some clarity? Do you have a desire to go further on JobSeeker?
What happens when we sit down and we put budgets together is we work out what is the best, most meaningful, most responsible way to help people. And in the budget last year, the JobSeeker increase and rent assistance. This time around, rent assistance, energy bill relief and cheaper medicines. And so we're always looking for ways to help people, especially people who are most vulnerable.